If you enjoyed this podcast, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. Setting the stage, numbers that rule everything. The universe runs on secret numbers. Scientists call them constants. These numbers never change. They control everything you see and touch. Think of them as invisible dials that someone set long ago. The speed of light is one dial. Gravity's strength is another. Each number has a perfect value that makes everything work. Here's where it gets weird. If any of these numbers change just a tiny bit, nothing would exist. Stars couldn't form. Atoms would fall apart. The universe would expand so fast that nothing could stick together. Scientists found dozens of these mystery numbers. Each one sits at exactly the right setting. Move the gravity dial up a fraction? No planets. Turn the light speed down a notch? No chemistry. It's like finding a radio perfectly tuned to your favorite station. But this radio has 50 dials, and they're all perfectly set. What are the chances? The numbers feel too perfect, too planned, like someone knew exactly what settings would create a universe where life could grow. The first chills. 137 and the cult of a number. The number 137 haunted Wolfgang Pauli until his dying day. He checked into hospitals with room number 137 and felt a cold dread. This wasn't just superstition. This number controls how light talks to matter in our universe. Think of electricity and magnetism as invisible hands that grab onto particles. The strength of that grip is measured by 137. When electrons circle around atoms, this number decides exactly where they can sit. When light bounces off a mirror or gets absorbed by your skin, 137 is pulling the strings behind the scenes. Here's where it gets strange. This same number shows up everywhere in physics. Not close to it, exactly it. Like finding the same person's fingerprints at crime scenes across the world. Einstein spent years trying to figure out why 137 has this exact value. He failed. So did every genius who tried after him. They expected to solve it with pure math, like cracking a secret message. Instead, they found only silence. The number mocked them. It worked perfectly, but refused to explain itself. Strange hints. Could the constants shift? But then scientists started asking a scary question. What if these perfect numbers aren't really perfect? What if they change? Astronomers pointed their telescopes at distant galaxies, billions of light years away. The light from these far-off places acts like a time machine. It shows us what the universe looked like long ago. They checked if the fine structure constant had the same value back then. The results shocked everyone. Some teams found tiny differences. They claimed the constant might be slightly different in different parts of the sky. Picture this. The same rule that controls atoms here might work differently over there, like gravity being stronger on one side of town than the other. Other scientists fought back hard. They said the measurements were wrong. They found errors in the data. When they fixed these mistakes, the strange effect disappeared. Now nobody knows who's right. The argument continues. Scientists check and recheck their numbers. Some see the changes. Others don't. What if our cosmic rules aren't the same everywhere? The worst mismatch, the cosmological constant catastrophe. But there is one number that breaks every rule of physics. It makes scientists lose sleep at night. This number controls how fast the universe pushes itself apart. We call it the cosmological constant. Here is the problem that makes physicists want to quit their jobs. When they do the math on paper, this number should be massive, bigger than anything we can imagine. But when they look at the real universe through telescopes, the number is almost zero. Not just small, almost nothing. How bad is this mismatch? Picture this. You throw a dart at a board from across the room. But instead of hitting anywhere on the board, your dart must land on one specific atom. Then do this perfect shot 100 times in a row. That is how precise the cancellation needs to be. Different types of energy should add up to create this huge number. Instead, they cancel each other out with impossible accuracy. It feels like cheating, like someone rigged the game. Scientists call this the most embarrassing problem in all of physics. Something is very wrong with what we think we know. Life in the balance. The fine-tuning scare. Scientists decided to play a dangerous game. They took our universe's basic settings and started changing them. Just tiny changes. What they found keeps them awake at night. When they made gravity a little stronger, stars burned too fast and died. Make it weaker, and stars never formed at all. No stars means no light, no heat, no life. They tried changing the force that holds atoms together. Too strong, and hydrogen atoms stick together so tight that water cannot exist. Too weak, and atoms fall apart like broken toys. The results were always the same. Change any number by even 1% and everything dies. No planets, no people, nothing but cold, empty space. Our universe sits on a knife's edge. Move the settings just a tiny bit in any direction, and life becomes impossible. This discovery scared even the bravest scientists. Why are our numbers so perfect? Nobody knows. Human reactions. The anthropic escape hatch. Scientists felt trapped by these perfect numbers. They needed an escape from the scary question, why is everything just right for life? Some smart people found what they thought was an answer. They called it the anthropic principle. This idea says we should not be surprised at all. Of course the numbers work for life. If they didn't, we would not be here to ask questions about them. Think about it this way. You wake up in a house. You wonder why the house fits you so well. But you only wake up there because the house was already good for living. You never wake up in houses that kill you. This made some scientists feel better. They said the mystery was solved. We see perfect numbers because we can only exist in a world with perfect numbers. But other scientists got angry. They said this was giving up. Instead of finding real answers, these people just said, that's how it is. They turned hard science into soft philosophy. They stopped looking for the real truth behind the numbers. Bigger gambles, multiverses, and hidden laws. Picture this. Scientists are so puzzled by these perfect numbers that they made a wild guess. What if there are millions of other universes out there? Each one would have different numbers running the show. Most of these other worlds would be dead zones. Their numbers would make stars blow up too fast or atoms fall apart. But we got lucky. We live in the one universe where everything works just right. It sounds crazy. But some smart people take this idea seriously. They think the Big Bang might have created countless bubble universes, each with its own set of rules. There's another wild idea too. Maybe someday we'll find a master equation that forces these numbers to be exactly what they are. No choice involved. The math would lock everything in place. But here's the catch. We can't visit other universes to check if they exist. And we haven't found that magic equation yet. So these ideas sit in a strange place between real science and pure guessing. Where the mystery stands, hard facts, no final answer. Scientists measure these numbers over and over. Each time they get more exact. Each time the same strange values appear. The number 137 stays exactly where it is. The other constants never budge. But here's what makes your skin crawl. No one can explain why these numbers exist. No math formula spits out 137. No theory predicts why gravity is so weak. The smartest people on Earth scratch their heads and admit defeat. Think about what we found. A mystery number that appears everywhere. Constants that seem designed for life. A cosmological constant that should destroy everything, but doesn't. Numbers so perfect, they scare physicists. Some say countless universes exist with different numbers. Others believe we're missing a big piece of the puzzle. All we know for sure is this: the universe runs on secret codes that no human has cracked. The mystery remains unsolved.